Let's talk United then. The Times Sports Supplement, just below the picture of Arne Slot, bottom left, Tuchel on United's radar. This from Matt Lawton, Chief Sports Correspondent. Jack, how strong do you think the link is between Tuchel and Manchester United, and how good a fit would that theoretically be?
It's an interesting story. I mean, he's a fantastic manager, so he's always going to be on the list of big clubs. It's an interesting one in that probably doesn't quite match up to the sort of Ineos, Jim Ratcliffe, Dave Brailsford side of things in terms of, you know, the finite details. He doesn't seem a manager that would fit into that system. Tuchel's always someone that's quite combustible in terms of his relationship with clubs. Obviously, it went sour with Chelsea here quite quickly once the new owners come in, despite his success at Stamford Bridge in winning the Champions League. Obviously, Bayern Munich at the moment doesn't look like it's going to be lasting too long, although there's some comments from him today and some suggestions in the German media that maybe that's going to result in him eventually staying on, having announced earlier in the season that he was going to leave. I mean, from our side, you'd always love a character and a manager like Thomas Tuchel to be in the Premier League and someone that you report on and get to watch his teams, because they're always big occasions. He's always someone that you love writing about. It's just whether he's someone that would fit in with the new structure of Manchester United that Jim Ratcliffe is trying to build.
What's your take on the Tuchel situation, Mark? You cover Manchester United a lot. He's given out some sort of non-cryptic quotes suggesting maybe there's a U-turn in store at Bayern Munich as well.
Yeah, I mean, Bayern are struggling to find a coach, aren't they? They've just been turned down by Ralf Rangnick, so that suggests things are getting quite desperate, considering how he went at United. I mean, Thomas Tuchel, you look at his record, I'm just surprised that there's a bit of doubt that United might want him, because he's on the verge of taking a third club to a third Champions League final in the space of 5 seasons. So he's got a fantastic track record. He was brilliant at Chelsea. And I think Chelsea fans now, even maybe the Chelsea owners, would regret that he was dismissed so quickly in the new regime. He's a top coach. Yes, he's quite challenging to the owners. He's quite fiery. But, you know, Man United are a big club. They need a big personality in charge. They need somebody with a track record. And, you know, maybe somebody like Tuchel could go in there and get more out of the players that Erik Ten Hag is failing to do. Maybe the players are looking for somebody to inspire them, a character like Tuchel. Yes, he'll be difficult for Dan Ashworth and Dave Brailsford, but, you know, these guys have worked in football clubs and major sport for a long time. They realise that the top coaches and the top people are demanding people. So I think Tuchel should be probably get a bit more respect in the sense that, yes, he will maybe cause a few problems, light a few fires, but he'll win things, or he'll take clubs to where they should be. So I think if Thomas Tuchel's available, which it looks like he will be, unless there's a massive U-turn at Bayern Munich, he should be top of Man United's list because he's got all the credentials. So what if he's challenging? That will bring success. Pep Guardiola's challenging at Man City. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp has been challenging at Liverpool, but they're challenging because they're very talented people. And Thomas Tuchel, for me, would be a perfect Man United manager.
Indeed, he might bring a clean broom for a clear-out, I was going to say, which is a bit of a football cliche, but he might need to bring that, a dustpan and brush and a dishcloth, according to the Telegraph. Daily Sport front page here. Ratcliffe slams untidy United. Jack, what have you made of this? Ratcliffe slams untidy United. Minority shareholder brands club's cleanliness a disgrace. Email sent to all staff calling for standards to be improved. This from James Ducker. I mean, it's not a great look for United, that, is it?
It's not the best email you'd want to get as an employee going into your bank holiday weekend, is it? Just to stew on that over the weekend. But I mean, it's an example of how they want to raise standards across the club, I think, and that eye for detail that we were just talking about in terms of just the way they present things. You know, when you get to look inside a club's training ground, and regardless of how big they are or how impressive it is, it's always sort of small details that impress you, and the lengths that clubs go to, whether it's getting academy kids still to clean up and you know, learn those values of, I think that was mentioned in there that Ratcliffe was disappointed with the under-18s and 21s dressing room, and it's something that people around professional football always set, those small standards of not letting players get away with sloppy things, and that informs everything that goes into their mindset, their preparation, the training, and eventually the games and the small margins that might be needed when it gets to the cutting edges. And it's something that they obviously feel extends beyond just the players as well, the sort of level of behaviour and standards across the club. I think there's a lot of things that have been mentioned in terms of ending a work-from-home culture at Manchester United as well, and whether that makes a big impact in terms of marketing or not. It's something that's obviously given Jim Ratcliffe a lot of success in the business world, and something he wants to bring into Old Trafford. And it sounds like he's been quite surprised by what he's found in his early weeks and months there.